Hey, my beauties, my wonderful people, a pleasant afternoon to you. Now, beautiful people, I saw a video of, and I mean no disrespect, because I don't believe in putting down people to make a point across, but I'm confused. I'm not sure if the person is transgender. I saw that the name of the person is Mrs. Netta. You know, her physical disposition seems to be, I don't know if he or she's suffering from a skin condition, maybe a very bad case of psoriasis or acne mixed together, or some sort of a skin abrasion. And then I don't know if she has makeup on. Because the reason why I'm saying that, I can't tell her species. I can't, sorry, not her species. I can't tell her sex. If she's male, who has you know, done the whole sex change and is now identifying as a female, you know, a makeshift female. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. So I'm not throwing shade. You really would not believe I'm not. But needless to say, I saw a video of the male or female who came and said that they visited Jamaica and the food tasted bad, you know. Whatever the exact words, it didn't taste good. And I think I heard him or her saying that they didn't appreciate something about KFC. They didn't like it. It was just, and then I saw a clipping of an apology, because I'm supposing that he or she has heard the backlash given. I wish somebody could confirm it, if she's authentically female or transgender or male. You know, I really can't tell, to be honest with you. I was looking at several videos and I can't tell. I see nails on the fingers, but you know that people who are transgender, they're going to identify with the sex that they're trying to change to. So I really am not throwing any shade, to be honest with you. But I would want to say it is unfortunate, because you publicly came out, you know, and they know you're going to have to waste an apology to publicly apologize. It is almost what you reminded me of, and that is why I realize some people's emotional intelligence is low, and sometimes the tongue, it probably needs to be in a cage at nights for some people. You know, like when you have a dog and you know that the dog is quite frisky and a little wild, but at nights you can't just leave them, because they may just get up at odd times and roam and wreak havoc in the home. So some people, they need to have that sort of cage around their tongues, you know, not just on the teeth, because I don't think they think keenly and carefully of the things that they post. Now, I'm not saying that every household or every restaurant or everywhere you go, at the time that you go, they may not cook something that is to your delight. But to make a blanket statement on a one-off visit to say that the food, you're giving an impression as though people can't cook in Jamaica, is as false as when they say Jesus is not Lord. It is as false. There are countries that I have visited and the food was horrible, but for me to make a broad brush statement to say the entire country and its people, or the people that is in the country, all, they can't cook, that would be a very evil comment to make. And not just unfair, it would be a false, because I, first of all, I have not tried all restaurants, and I have not consistently ate at all homes over an extended period. Remember, you know, or maybe you don't know, Miss or Mrs. Netta, Mr. or Mrs. Netta, science says something is factual on the basis of repeatability. So if somebody constantly steals or lies, I would not be making a false judgment. I'm coming to a judgment, I'm coming to a conclusion, and I say this person is a perpetual liar or perpetual thief. But if somebody maybe lies once, or steals once, or commit an act of, you know, annihilating someone once, to get up and say that this person's authentically a thief, a liar, or murderer would not necessarily be accurate, even though they committed the act once, or possibly twice or three times. You look for a pattern, then you draw the conclusions on the basis of your observations, the facts that are presented. Yes, sometimes discernment will come into play. So you stuck your feet or your foot all the way down your throat, but you pulled your tongue out first. Because that comment that you made really was an unfortunate one. You shouldn't even have to make it. And then you come and you apologize. And I'm going to read the apology as you just doing it because of the backlash that you're getting. And you don't want people to not support your network program because it seems as if you're a chef or you're into cooking. Maybe it's a side hustle, or maybe it's just something that you do on the periphery or you do in your spare time. As a mature person, because you look like somebody who is, you know, right up there in your age, or I wouldn't say ripe old age, but you look, you could be in your late 50s or maybe early 60s. I can't tell your age because there seem to be some skin abrasion, and you may have, I don't know if you're using makeup or the filter to cover it, so it gives your face a sort of wet, damp, sunken look, you know, and so I can't tell. And, you know, it is unfortunate that you would have, as an older person, not a teenager, get up to make a broad brush blanket statements. I'm sure that even in your food preparation, sometimes when you're cooking, somebody may come for the first time, eat it and think that you're not a good cook or you're not a good chef. You wouldn't want them to get up publicly to say that Mr. or Mrs. Netta actually doesn't cook well. Come on, my dear. I don't like saying my dear sir, madam, because I really am not sure, because I'm not sure. Genuinely, I'm not, you know, I'm not. And, you know, I don't know. But, you know, and I've respected whatever your gender is. I'm not here to disrespect anybody. But it is an unfortunate situation. And then to make an apology, it's not going to be received well, because in the first place, you should not have said that. You're not a child. You're not a teenager, you know, where you can't control it. You came at one time and you went somewhere it wasn't good. Do you normally come to Jamaica frequently and experience this? Do you visit several places? I mean, I'm sorry that somebody didn't get you and probed into your situation to find out why it is. Let me tell you something, man. You need to do your reviews. We are one of the best cooks here. If there's one thing I give Jamaican people, is knowing how to cook. Knowing how to cook an excellent meal. That is why people from the country that you reside in tend to take them in the hotel industries and other places, because they're fantastic chefs. Get your facts before you come on the media and talk. You remind me of the trolls that just get up and talk willy-nilly, hairy-fairy. They don't think before they speak, because the tongue wasn't caged at the moment when falsity was going to come out of the tongue, out of the mouth. You're like what James says about the tongue, and then you're going to apologize. It's not going to be received. It's going to be unacceptable. You just have to just move along and continue on with your backlash. You've left a bitter taste in the mouth of the Jamaican people. You have certainly done that. I wish you well on your cooking endeavors. I see you doing some deep fried chicken and all kinds of things. I don't even know what I see your hand going in some things, and then you take it up with your raw hand, you know, not with no gloves. I mean, to each his or her own, you know. I mean, come on, Mr. or Mrs. Netta, you know. You've got to do better when you're dealing with us as Jamaican people, because we don't take kindly to disrespect, especially publicly, and when it is unwarranted and when it is a lie. Eating one meal does not, it's not synonymous with just making a general statement to say, you know, overall that people don't cook well here or the food generally doesn't taste here. That is how your comment came across. You should not have, the point that I'm making again, which I have said before, you should not have opened your mouth and said, you should have kept that to yourself. I've been to places, to other countries where the food wasn't nice. I don't get up and spread that. That's divisive, that's slanderous. And it can fall also under gossip, lies. All right, but you're still alive. So somehow the food kept you well, it kept you up. You know, you're still alive today, you're above water, so give God thanks. Somehow the taste bad food saved you. You actually lived another day to tell the tale. Your false tale. Anyway, guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Have a fantastic one.